When we begin the day with God, His grace sustains us and His peace leads us. Welcome to By His Grace, the adult morning devotional with Matthew Jimenez from New Jersey on Radio Centinelas de Cristo.
Today, February 13th, the title of our devotional is With or Without Christ. These things I have spoken to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but be good of cheer. I have overcome the world. John chapter 16, verse 33. So many things are impossible for us. We can't fly without help from machines. We can't travel to other galaxies. We can't control time or eradicate death and suffering. But today's verse also alludes to something else. We can't overcome the world on our own. When the Lord talks about the world in this context, He isn't referring to a physical battle against some continent or country. He's talking about every activity that could be considered sinful, or that may prevent us from keeping our mind pure and without defects or contamination. Any activity that may be detrimental to our well-being or may result in suffering and discomfort. On the other hand, if we take into account the fact that we sin through our actions, words, and thoughts, and constantly face the challenge of all sorts of illness, anxiety, or despair, striving to remain pure, with a peaceful mind 365 days a year, or during a lifetime until we die, feels impossible. But then Jesus says something powerful. In the world you will have tribulation, but be good of cheer. I have overcome the world. How can we have peace when dealing with an incredible disease? How can we not be anxious in a world full of conflict and insecurity? How can we remain impervious to the ever-growing evil of sin that surrounds us? How can we remain calm with witnessing the impotence, that pain and suffering of our loved ones? No matter what temptation or pain you are facing, the Lord is well aware of your plight. That's why He anticipated you would face tribulation. That's a fact, and there are no exceptions. Regardless of one's social position, race, or beliefs, tribulations and other consequences are a part of life. But there are at least two basic ways of facing them: with Christ or without Christ. Without Christ, you will fall prey to discouragement, frustration, dissatisfaction, and impotence to dying hopeless, empty, and alone. Facing the world of Christ is radically different. With Him, you understood why suffering exists. You are aware of sin's attacks. You know that there is a purpose behind every action. You can go through very difficult situations, but with hope and assurance. Christ promises the struggles are temporary, because He will completely eradicate all traces of sin and suffering to give you the assurance of eternal life in a peaceful and harmonious world forever. Does that sound like a fairy tale? Put it to the test. Come to Jesus, get to know Him, as He has already overcome the world. I can assure you with any vacillation that your life will change so much that you'll be a different person. Do you want to try? Do so and be changed by His grace.
As we close this moment together, remember that God's grace goes with you. Trust Him, rest in His promises, and live out your faith today.